I be juicing things all day, every day. That's why they call me Juicy Phil. Hi, I'm Phil. Welcome to Pretty Good Cooking.
Pretty good.
Tonight on the show, we're going to teach you how to make a Buddha bowl. That's right, 2017 called it once its trendy food back. Buddha bowls, what are they? I don't know. In my 10 minutes of internet research before going on this journey, there is no actual recipe for a Buddha bowl, and in fact, it's probably not that polite of a term, but we still use it anyways. Typically, what a Buddha bowl refers to is a grain bowl, typically served in a bowl, or a high-brimmed dish. It's called a bowl. So typically that has some grain, and then on top of that are little bits of various vegetables, some cooked, some not cooked. May add a sauce, and you may choose to add some protein as well. Typically there's some kind of protein. Whether or not it's meat is up to you. Tonight we'll be making what I think is a vegan Buddha bowl, but if you want to add meat, go right ahead. Because you can in fact put anything in this type of arrangement and call it a Buddha bowl. And so that's what we're going to do. All right, so I'm going to start cooking things before we make a drink. But that's only because I want to get it rolling. Let's start with preheating the oven. 400 degrees. Typically, you have some roasted vegetables. I think roasted vegetables are the quintessence of this dish. It's what makes it filling. I don't know. So here I have a sweet potato. If you know how I feel about sweet potatoes, you may be surprised to see me cooking one. When I make my own bowl, I'm not gonna put too much of this in there. It's just not my favorite thing. But it's like almost in every single Buddha bowl. So I'm gonna conform. So we are gonna cube up this sweet potato. I almost was really lazy. I almost bought pre-cubed sweet potato because it's such a pain to cut these things. I don't know why people get so excited about this root vegetable that's difficult to chop. But enough negativity. Channel the Buddha and don't complain while you're filming a YouTube show. So I'm chopping these into bite-sized pieces and throwing them on the floor. We'll be back in a second when I've finished this. It's gonna take me a while because it doesn't like to be chopped. Okay, here it is, one chopped sweet potato, a little splash of oil. You can season these if you want, but you really don't need to. So just give it a shake around, coat it, plop it on a baking sheet. And you can see that I've relegated it to one section. That's because I'm gonna roast other things on here. Next up, we're gonna peel and slice some beets. I'm gonna use gloves because I've been around beets before. So here I am peeling them. Beets bleed, so be mindful of that. And since you're making a Buddha bowl, just generally be mindful. You can roast beets lots of different ways. A popular way is to leave the skin on and wrap it in foil and roast it that way. Slippery motherfucker. But I don't have the patience for that. Like that's gonna take like an hour to roast. I ain't got time for that. So I'm gonna peel and chop these beets. Hopefully that works out okay. If not, probably eat it anyways. So same theory, bite-sized pieces. Sounds good to me. All right, there they are, our beets. And same deal, a little oil, a little salt, toss, and on the tray they go. All right, next up, we're gonna do a bell pepper. Now, you can do this raw or you can roast it. I think it's nice both ways. And in fact, if you really wanted to, you could feature both. No reason you couldn't. Cleaning the bell pepper, take out the rib and the side rib. And we'll just do some fairly large pieces. Like so. As I continue to add things, I'm improvising. I mean, I didn't only plan this out very slightly. Another thing that would be good would be onions. You could roast onions. I think I'm gonna run out of room on the tray, so I think I'm gonna not do the onions. You could salt those if you want, or not. No one cares. Look at that, so colorful. And last but certainly not least, I've got some mushrooms. I was trying to spring for the good ones, right? Because, so these are shiitake mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms where I live are like 4 or 5 times the price of any other kind of mushroom. But after I checked out, I realized that the cashier rang them up as regular mushrooms. So thanks for the gift, cashier. Washing them in the bag like that was kind of dumb. All right. And these you can just rough chop. I mean, you don't need to chop them up too much. But I'd give them like at least a little chop, make them more bite size. So who likes a big honking piece of mushroom? Only the vegans. Pretty much anyone else who's tried that is like, no. I know, I'm just speaking about my own experience. I don't like mushroom burgers. I actually recently just wrote up the recipe for mushroom burgers. for Patreon. And the whole time I was like, oh, that. Never making that again. All right, there's our mushies. Now, you can see that these different textures certainly will cook at different speeds. That's kind of a nice thing with the Buddha bowl. Like, maybe peppers are overdone and your beets are a little underdone. That's fine. Just chill out. You're making a Buddha bowl. You can pepper it if you want. Wild or crazy culinary ventures. People use pepper. All right, in it goes. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? Looks nice. So we're probably gonna cook that about half an hour, but we'll check on it. Briefly clean up and I'll make that other stuff. All right, we need to make our grain. And here's farro, or farro, however you say it. You can use brown rice, quinoa, basically any grain that is healthy, and just make that. Farro's got protein and stuff, it's good for you. So I'm gonna boil that. And that's probably like 2 cups. And that's gonna make a lot. So you'll have leftovers. Oftentimes, this food's served cold. I feel like this whole episode I can just be like, yeah, whatever, because it's not one recipe. All right, so you're gonna make a healthy bowl. I don't know, new year, new you. You're vegan now. Nobody believes you, but maybe you are. You're like, F me. There's nothing on this. How do I make it taste good? Put a sauce on. The sauce is the boss, and when you toss the sauce onto the vegetables, it's gonna taste better. So we're gonna make a peanut sauce, but you could make a tahini sauce, a miso sauce, carrot ginger sauce, a green goddess sauce. It's gonna start with the lime juice. Juice of 1 lime. You got a juicer, you could use it. Tonight, I am the juicer. No hangnails here. Healthy boy Phil. Let me just take this moment, please film me for a moment to say, fitness is my passion. I'm now a vegan lifestyle blogger. Can you believe we're making vegan food? And I'm not even dreading it. I feel fine. Kind of looking forward to eating this. I feel like with vegan food, if it stands on its own, it's its own thing, then it's good. Almost all the time. But when it's an analog for something else, that's where I get off the bus. The vegan bus, they never wanted me anyways. They're like, everyone should be vegan. And I'm like, okay, I'll get on the bus. They're like, not you. I'm just kidding. You really need a lot of lime juice for acidity. All right, this is too much lime juice. Half cup of lime juice, just FYI. It's fine, we'll scale it up. Now this is creamy peanut butter made with fresh roasted peanuts. All right, next up is some soy sauce. Just Kroger soy sauce, not the good shit. Does it matter? No. Some honey for sweetness. Tell you what, if you were like a food guru who was like into superfoods and shit, you would be feeling so good about yourself right now. Where you're like, this one's got the honey, it's good for you, it's medicine, and vegetables full of vitamins. Aren't we so good? We are healthy. Meanwhile, me, an idiot, is like, peanut butter honey in this sauce. I used to eat peanut butter honey sandwiches when I was a child.
So you've been healthy your whole life?
Yeah, healthy my whole life. Fitness is my passion. Here's some minced garlic, raw. That's another thing people get excited about, raw food. And to that, I'm gonna add a little peanut oil. And you can use any oil. Sesame oil actually would be pretty good too. All right, let's see if we can mix this together. My initial thought is no, we cannot. Wow, doesn't that look appetizing? Maybe I can fix that by using a fork. Yeah, that looks better. Let's give that a taste. It's delicious. I mean, it's a little heavy on the lime juice, so it's very limey. But I like that flavor. That sauce is bitchin'. We're drinking Gin Bucks with Roku Gin. It's a Japanese gin with all kinds of really fancy botanicals. And to me, it tastes like just nice gin. So you can tell how complex my palate is. The drink is very refreshing, mainly because it's like half lemon juice. I like it. It's been half an hour on our vegetables. Let's check out what's going on in here. All right, so here we have our vegetables. Let's test. Wow, look how pretty that is. Sweet potato in a beet glaze. That's what that is. Those are done. Check out a beet. It's a little al dente, but it's good enough. That's why these are done. Nothing even looks that f***ed. Well, mushrooms are a little f***ed. Wow, those really shrank up, didn't they? Should have put more oil on them. F*** you, mushrooms. Sad. All right, we'll let those cool down a little bit. Here's our farro. Well, that's done too. Wow, is this a quick and easy meal? Are we pioneering new territory? Useful videos? It's healthy. I'm just draining off a little excess liquid there. Traditionally, the Buddha bowl is served cold, but being the mavericks of cooking that we are, today we're gonna have a warm Buddha bowl. So we gotta prepare our last few ingredients. This will include an organic avocado, which I already told John. I bought this because I wasn't sure my avocados at home were ripe or not. Hashtag millennial problems. Turns out all 4 of my avocados at home were in fact ripe, but I'm still gonna use this one because I paid more for it. And here's our avocado. Almost every single Buddha bowl has 1/2 of an avocado sliced up. Here I am preparing that. This is my preferred way of dealing with avocados, and it's really only attainable when they're like just about perfectly ripe, which is to quarter and then peel and then slice. Other people like to chop it while it's in the skin and then scoop it out, which is dangerous and reckless, and exactly the kind of activity that healthy food bloggers would encourage. They're reckless. You can slice it any way you like. We'll do it long ways because ultimately we're just gonna plop it right in the bowl. Slice, slice, slice. And here we have kale. Now you can cook kale, or you can eat it raw. It's really up to you. We got so many things going on that I meant to roast a little bit of this. I forgot. So we're just gonna basically add like a little kale garnish, which is gonna be fine. You're supposed to mix raw and cooked vegetables. We would be remiss if we did not have the kale, so there's the kale. What else do we have? We have sprouts, a superfood. I picked clover sprouts because they were cheapest. Are they healthy? Sure. Do they make your food look better? Yeah. I think I read a Bon Appetit article on like what is a Buddha bowl and why do we call it that? And there was a line in there that a Buddha bowl does not actually exist unless a picture is taken of it and posted to social media. So we'll be doing the same. Here I have some pickled red cabbage that I made for a poke bowl. See this nice and purpley red, maybe pink, maybe burgundy, maybe fuchsia. I don't know. I think I might be a little bit colorblind. We're gonna add some of that to the bowl. Here's the bowl that I toss vegetables in. Gonna save the planet and rinse it out. All right, let's make a Buddha bowl. It starts with grains. This is the part that makes you feel healthy. I'm just kidding, it's literally everything else. I'm gonna do a shallow one because I can. All right, now we'll add, you gotta tuck the little compartments of the bowl together, right? So here's our sweet potato. You can add more if you like. I'm not going to. The beets, the pepper, and a pitiful amount of mushies. Where did the mushrooms go? There were so many of them. Okay, next up, some cabbage. And this has a pretty strong sesame taste. I put a little too much sesame oil in it. Not that that's bad. I mean, John can attest it smells great, doesn't it, John?
Yeah.
All right, there's that. Next up, we will add some chopped kale. This is the raw kale. And some sprouts. Okay, half of an entire avocado, which I'm gonna totally up while plating. We'll put that over the kale so no one can know that the kale's there. Pepitas. These are salted, but you could use unsalted. Pepitas are roasted pumpkin seeds. Actually, maybe raw, I don't know. Seeds make you healthy. All right, and now I'm gonna add the secret ingredient, which John is just dying to know what it is. The secret ingredient is motherfucking roasted tofu from a cold bar at Lucky's Market. And why is this? Why am I adding this? It's for protein, and I cannot be to mess around with tofu ever again. I will pay someone else to do it, and you can too, because if I roasted that tofu, I'm never gonna use the other half of that tofu. That's the same price. And does it taste any good? Tastes fine. Tastes like oil. It's not that great. Okay, so there it is. There's our colorful bowl. Now we add unhealthy sauce. So I'm trying to get it so I can just drizzle it. Of course, it's not gonna come out in a drizzly thing. So if you really wanna up your Instagram game, put it in a squeeze bottle, because otherwise it's gonna look like some young child just took a shit on your bowl. There it is. Looked way better before the sauce, but I tell you what, it's gonna taste better with the sauce. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and I'm just gonna salt it immediately. I tasted some of the components and none of the salt came through, which is fine. Okay, you've made a healthy bowl of food, apparently. Let's eat it. I'm gonna start with just this bite. Okay, the sauce carries this. It tastes very, very healthy. It's excellent. But without that sauce, it would taste like nothing. That's really good. I feel like this is a way of tricking yourself into eating, you know, something good for you. Man, I could eat that sauce all day. Anything. It reminds me of Bibimbap, the chain restaurant, which is literally just a bowl of random vegetables and stuff. where there's not like a central flavor that comes through, but all the flavors kind of go together fine, and it tastes like a bowl of health. This is what you should be eating probably all the time, and me too. So let's drink to that, to eating healthy all the time. Fitness is my passion. I'm thrilled to eat this, and I eat plenty of meat, plenty of unhealthy things, but this is surprisingly cohesive, and I feel like it's aesthetically pleasing other than the baby shit looking sauce. And yeah, what more to say? I mean, you can make anything healthy and put a little sauce on it, and maybe it's gonna taste okay. Thank you for watching PGC today. That's one way to do it, but as Buddha never said, there are many ways to make a Buddha bowl, and stop calling them that. It's a grain bowl. See you next time.